Welcome in, everyone. Looking to have a real fun day today. There's so many new songs to play. Counting 7 Wonders, we got a whole 10 of them. I'm hoping to start off with a little bit of, whatchamacallit. Of course I need to warm up, but I plan on doing a bit of upper practice. I might have been a little hasty to start. I want to try and be on schedule. But to those who don't usually see the boot up, you get a nice chance to see how the All's terminal shows. And we get our little checklist here. Chat's up and running. I was doing a little test because I scheduled 2 streams because I plan to do this in 2 parts. But it looks like running the second part stream, it does count as a separate entity. I was hoping they would work the same. I'll just have to update the links as I go. Something along those lines. But I've already stretched. I've got the tripod set up. Let's just get straight in. I'm thinking I'll do maybe 2, possibly 3 credits of warm-up before we go into 7 Wonders. I want to make sure I'm ready, especially because it's a 14.9. I saw some marks on the screen from ungloved hands, so maybe I'll do a bit of circling. That should be good. Let's get the show on the road. Let's see how the view looks. I think that should be fine. Okay, so let's start by checking it. I could get a few points out of this. At least from here. I feel like this is a bad warm-up, but I really do like the song, so I'm going to give it a go. Let's make sure I have everything set to what I would like. Ah, yes. I'm really glad we caught that. I think that should be good. Let me just get plugged in here. And we're go. brake that was all the difference in that. I was really sloppy at the start, but that's just comes with warming up, I suppose. Hello, welcome to chat. Thank you for joining the stream. Just getting all situated here. I can't really look at chat while I'm in gameplay, so I'll try and keep an eye on things in between songs. What am I doing? I would say I'm warming up. Warming up to get ready so we can try out the new 7 Wonders. I, in fact, don't even have locked yet. Definitely give that a shot. Once I get a little more juice in me. I'm not too sure. See, I can fix this. I'm sure I just messed up a brake or two. But I was not expecting that to be our best scoring song in that set. Definitely feel a little more warmed up now. I think we can move into 14s. Alright, let's hop straight back into So the plan here, I have maybe another credit or two of warm-up. I think we'll just do this next one. But after that, we're going to jump straight into 7 Wonders. So I think I'm going to play the Expert to unlock the Master. Then we'll play 7 cents after a different 14 warm-up. And then next credit, we'll head off with my first try of 7 Wonders. And get Expert unlocked. I'll just leave them as they are. We'll see how this goes. Definitely helps that I studied the hell out of the Master. There's no way I was going to 8 plus ago with those hold breaks. Can't quite be ready for that, honestly. Okay, let's pick a random 14. I need upscore. I guess this works. I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked though. This one's really easy to splash brake nuts, and even then it's really easy to just straight up miss. Lately Mario. Can you remind me which one that is? Genre or some such? Where I need to clean it up. See, I thought so. Beta, O'Hara. Whatever. What is this song? That's not O'Hara. I had a run where I actually did really good on the jack. I happened to drop right afterwards. Or rather with the brakes at the end. Or whatever the hell. It's really easy to drop at the front half and drop at the end. But there's still an CiRCLE possibility here. Wow, imagine if I didn't fuck up that brake earlier on the jack. Oh well. That's an upscore. Hey, welcome to chat. Let's see. I played on the offset. I actually play bass, but I don't have any other rhythm games that I really named at the arcade. If you're coming from another rhythm game, usually people will set an offset just because the game intentionally has them set a little later than something like 2DX. Should you come crash the stream? I mean, it's up to you. The second half's going to be pretty chill where I'm just doing the geo. But I'm going to try and do a lot more upper grinding for the first half. See if I can tire myself out enough to actually warrant getting a meal before the new song drop. I did say I was going to end the credit off with 7 cents, but since we had a little bit of a side trip there, we'll play 7 cents, 7 wonders, and then I don't know what third song will be. I definitely want to give 7 wonders a few tries, maybe at least 2 credits worth of attempts, just to see what I can take it from base attempt to, you know, maybe double S, double S plus. I would love triple S, but it's a 0.9, so I'm not really expecting that. Too tired from work? Nah, that's understandable. We wore each other out way too much last week. But the good news is, you don't have to be tired, you can just watch me get tired instead. Okay, let's play 7 cents. I have like 100.4 on it, so let's... There it is. It'd be pretty thematic if I actually got it right off the bat. But I'm not really expecting it. There's like a slide part in the middle that's really easy to splash your brakes. Or, you know, I could just fuck up the initial spin. Way closer than I expected, but that last bit of sliding stuff, very splashy. is, do you play on the deluxe cabinets or do you play on the original one? Because if you're on maimai Finale, that has a very notable latency. That's quite the late timing, but if you're on deluxe, you know, it still doesn't hurt to mess with latency. I just never messed with it and learned how to play the game, or learned how to play the game on that offset. I think honestly, because of how close I was, I'm gonna give this one more try. Maybe if I reduce my slide display, reducing it's either gonna help me prevent splashing or it's gonna make the splashing worse, so. Might as well give one more try and then we'll do 7 Wonder. We were right there. That's so cruel. Was that good? Was that a slide or was that a tap? Ah, it was a slide. It's so hard to keep it in that middle part. Okay. I think it's time now. I'm not expecting a very good first attempt, but we're still gonna try. Here goes nothing. knew that was going to be my messiest part, aside from the swipes. S plus. No. I don't have complaints. I did better on some of the swipes than I was expecting. Let me capture a picture of that. Capture the moment. 3 brake misses. I'm assuming all of them were in the swipe section. That's a good first start. I'll give it another credit, see if I can double S plus maybe. I'll have to clean up my troll section too.
Welcome to maimai. ようこそ。
Definitely took the breath out of me. It's got hands. I don't know if I'd call it nearly as bad as something like Shooten, but it's still got hands. Alright. Nowhere to go but forward. it, but it's gonna take some getting used to. Those swipes, God hands, my lord. I feel the .9. Oh. Still lower than my short shot, huh? I'm gonna check my Atoma and see if there's anything to cool off with. Not necessarily. Oh, yeah. I don't think I need to change my settings. I just need to time the swipes better. Because the easy ones I'm rushing, and when it starts getting awkward, it's easy to miss. I probably should have put my app indicator on. That's a lot better. Even if I had so many grades. Slowly but surely. I think I looked up after the swipes and I was like 99.3. I get why. I just don't know where the big misses are. Which swipes am I missing the break on? There's 3 of them, so it's clear that I'm missing in multiple spots. Let's take a small breath. Okay, let's give this another try. course. Let's see how I do in the swipes. Okay. I'm actually missing in the first part of the swipes. I think I might just be barely touching the buttons and not the sensors at all. I can't underestimate that first half though. Or, sorry, the last half. I'm only listening about 0.5 into the swipes, but I can do a little better than that. Alright, I'm going to take a tiny break from that. See what we can pivot onto in the meantime. Likely I'll make the same mistakes. I know where my errors are, I just have to not be very particular about hitting the edges. get up. Believe it or not, that's actually raining. We got a whole plus 3, baby.
見惚れちゃったわ。遊ぶ曲を選んでね。
I don't know if we'll combo this. I forgot I haven't farmed it up yet. I'm gonna take the risk. It's very likely I'll lose here, but since we're equal match, I only lose 1 point, so might as well go for it. I don't know if I should simplify my bets or not. Let's go Zen mode. I should have turned combo indicator on though. Although if I lose full combo, it's gonna be at the end. Shit, I have not touched that in forever. Very, very nice. I know it's not upscore, but even with some good splashes in there, 15-4 is no joke. I do need to fix this. I don't know if I'm going to have it though. I don't want to say this is the definition of which is a flop, but it does give me that kind of vibe. Just the amount of times it speeds up, it's so easy to drop. plus. So that's a new full combo. What a good credit. I ought to grab some pictures of those. I gotta say, I still feel a little more winded than I was expecting. Snap one. Snap two. And why not? Snap three. One great break from CiRCLE++. Okay, I did say 14 plus today, so I'm going to check a demo and then otherwise go back into 14 plus. I mean, I did play a Titania, so that counts. Assuming there's nothing crazy in the demo, I'm going to do something what I call the one credit challenge. What that dictates is I play the same song 3 times for 1 credit and see what happens. If I have consistency, then I usually push it for another credit or try to upscore. But if I don't push it, then I usually move on to a new song. Somebody messed up the da-da-da-da-da-da. That's so free. Again? I gotta fix that too. I don't have the slam. I know this is maimai or maimai plus. It's very old. So let's see if I can keep it clean. Maybe not mess my brakes up. Or rather, I think it's gonna be slides. On the brakes. Alright, I have to play this. Like, as long as I don't mess that part up, this is like the freest attempt I've ever seen. I'm not gonna go for a repeat, but if it happens, it happens. There's a few inconsistencies that I expect are going to get in the way. So hard. That's what I get for being cocky. Track skip title for this one. I mean, I've lost it either way. It's not upscore. I know that I started realizing that we actually get certain titles for track skipping songs. So since I already had that one, I really fucked that up. That was so messy. I shouldn't do that. Okay, that was enough. We'll play 7 Wonders one more time and then we'll go into the credit challenge. Is there anything I should change in this? I think that's fine. So I'm usually missing in the first, within the first blah 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 and then blah 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 blah. I can get those, maybe double S. Just me. Give this one a good break. Oh my goodness. That was horrible. almost on S plus. I mean, we're consistent at that S plus, even though we're absolute balls in the rest of it. I'll have to review that over dinner. Alright. In case there's any new viewers, I'm going to explain it again. But what I'm planning on doing is what I call a 3 credit challenge, or 1 credit challenge. On 1 credit, I'll give the same song 3 attempts. I use that to measure where my consistency is, how I'm feeling in terms of confidence with it. And from there, I decide whether I give it more credits for grinding out to triple S plus, or to whatever rating threshold I'm trying to achieve this. I could push a couple .6s and .7s for triple S plus, or I could try and push some of my weaker ones to see if I round out my corners. For .6, I know that Samurai Blood Show and Tiamat I can push to triple S if I work at it. And then .7, I thought there was something, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm gonna do level sort and see what we're looking like right now. And if anybody has requests, if they have something they want to see me play, go ahead and say it. I'll add it to my queue. So that's a level sort. Yeah, I need to book on the lamp for that one. So this one I can push triple S. I need to work on that one outside of the arcade. I can definitely triple S if you. I just keep failing the end kill. Fragrance, I don't think I can really do much with this one. Although if I play it 3 times, maybe something will happen. Then Tiamat. Oh, end time. I don't know if I can push triple S end time, but I can try. I can at least see if I can upscore it. Chimera I'm a little out. Main Avenue I could maybe kind of out on that. I feel like this is one I should try for triple S plus on. Kind of add, you see how I'm doing. This one I can push triple S plus on. Maybe double S plus. Definitely triple S. Maybe, I'm not sure about the ending. And then we have a couple below ones. I'm gonna try, honestly, this one is gonna go pretty bad, but I'm just gonna test it and see if I should 3 credit. Or this will be my 3 credit challenge. Nice one, man. You ready for a whale of a time? plus. Wow, okay. Let me get a picture of that. Well, if I had scored in one shot, I don't know if I should keep trying. I feel like that was a lucky shot, but I'll try it one more time. I'm gonna try and not miss. That's the big thing. There's only 3 misses, but they stack up really hard. Well, still double S. I didn't think I had that kind of consistency on this one. Well, we're already 2 tracks in, so I'll go for the last. I should have given myself more breath. I had so many more misses that time. I guess I reduced my grade count. That one's hard to keep on. Oh. Knocking me to the floor already. I think I'm ready for a 0.6. How about I try no 10? No 10 I could get a rating off it. I could go between no 10 and maybe Yorugao. Maybe Yorugao will be a little more laid back.
Welcome to Yokoso.
That's something we're doing pretty good so far. Because if I hit too many goods at the start, then the run's already kind of decided. Like my average is still like double S plus on this. But I really think we can do better as long as I keep giving it more tries. Do I need any other slide offset or combo? I don't think so. Maybe it'll help me see if I'm constantly losing combo at the same spot. Because there's a couple trick spots, especially this little burst. Got hit by a hockey puck too. Definitely need to work on my brakes. There's only 5 in it, and I'm very consistent and not critting any of them. easy to rush that. That part's so rough. Obviously, I can't triple S close with that kind of back though. At least we're pretty close to triple S. That time we got 4 crits. Pretty good. Usually I always hit those ones late. So the big parts I need to watch out for is not rushing, and then this part, I need to make sure I force that rhythm, because the right hand leads, but I want it to be on the touch screen, so the left hand stays there during the road tick. But I can't splash this either, so it's really tricky. It's always that one brake. That brake is always ruining your night thresholds. Plus I'm missing stuff again. Oh well. I think that was a good practice for the consistency though. Probably not quite worth another credit at the moment. Double check if the stream's looking fine. Looks like the camera's angled in the spot I want.
Welcome to
fucking water like no one's business.
遊ぶ曲を選んでね。
Hydration is important, especially in a game of stamina. I think I'm gonna see if I can push this. I've not been giving it enough tries, so I keep bombing it pretty hard. I'm not sure. Maybe that'll help. Obviously, it's the stacked brakes that are going to be the issue, but maybe if I thumb the sensor, oh gosh. Unexpected. It's probably the best thing.
ちゃんとエスプレッソ作るよ。遊ぶ曲を選んでね。難易度を選んでね。これでいい。
Okay. This is probably going to make it worse, but maybe I won't miss my Umi Yuris at the end. Definitely the part that I think it is. I'm going to try doing some really weird tech where my thumb rides the screen and taps the buttons as it goes. It's probably not going to go as ideally as I want it to, but it could. And it would really be game changing. In the moment, I don't know if I can even execute it, but I'm gonna try. Have to do some really weird crossover stuff instead of trying to do this weird tech. Up to now I've been heading here at the left and then trying to do the rest with the right hand. But I think I have to... I don't know, I'm curious enough to give it one more attempt. I don't know if I'll do a whole credit of it.
Welcome to maimai! ようこそ! freedom mode or something, but alas, I don't have access to that on this job.
Yeah, it's not. Samurai Blow Trail is not going well. I really thought I could try something, but I'm getting too tight on those brakes. Let's see. Maybe I'll give notes on a couple tries. It really comes down to can I tap 24ths? So far the answer's been no. Judgment's off is probably gonna hurt me, but I'm still gonna see if I can fingertip it. with the fast drill this time. I think I'm going to do one more regular credit, then a random zone. And I'm going to take a small break to go get food before the new content comes. the rest of the credit and then we'll move on. I'm so pissed. In what world is that not a triple S plus? Come the fuck up. And you know, I know exactly where we went wrong too. There's the triplets at the end. Just those triplets at the end, that's all it was. Let's see if a touch more spacing cleans it up. Deep breaths. We can do it once, we can do that again. shit! What the fuck? Yes! That's my new highest 14 plus. Oh my god! Holy shit! Fucking yes! Oh! That feels so damn good. I'm so glad I kept that SC plus too. I stopped paying attention to the grades after a while. See, this is why you get frustrated about a choke. Don't give up on it. Ride that feeling. Recycle your emotions and turn it into fucking art. Ah, that feels so damn good. I gotta post that one. Oh my god. So yeah, I'll print it in. Like I said before, I'm gonna do Rendon to wrap things up, and then I'm gonna go take a small dinner break before the big content drops. That is a great way to finish off the first half. It's a +7 rating. So good. Hi, Vertex. Bulky Sashi Free. I think I had it at 0.5. I doubt I'm going to be able to triple this plus again. Let's just see how little life I can lose. No 10. Ah,
これでいいのね。
CiRCLE. Lately I've been checking the ending on this. Granted, it is one of the first parts of the song.
これでいいのね。
As it goes chord, chord, chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin. Some shit like that. Don't mind me looking like a dumbass. Let's just have fun with the song. Turns out if I'm not on pace, then I can actually do that better. I guess it's just nerves usually. Ugh. I feel a little heavy. A little heavy in the arms after all that pushing. Oh, did we get a grace mention? Are you gonna watch me absolutely choke my Umi nervies? Golly. I'm gonna time it out. At least give myself a sip of water. I should time it out, but I give it like 15 seconds. I'm a real genius. upscore. It is upscore. That is starting to click a little more than I realized. I don't want to say triple as possible yet, but we're getting there. Got another challenger. Maybe this time I won't be as lazy with it. I'll scotch today. No, I'm doing the rest of the content first. I got like a whole 9 songs to work through. That I have my speed up on the last one. Oh well, that's alright. No 10. No 10 trip to Genki, success. And 7 cents if you want to count that. Ah, yes. Good stuff. Alright. For everyone who watched this first part, thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you again in about 45 minutes. I'm going to try and make it decently fast so I can be set up before the drop is actually happening. But we'll have to see how slow of an eater I am. Usually right after working out this intense, it takes me a minute. But I look forward to seeing all of you shortly. See you all soon.